So we're playing the Stanley Parable today, and the narrator is saying for a minute there, I was worried that you weren't taking all of this seriously, but you've proven me wrong. Of course, I guess I have no way of knowing whether 12:42 is even the correct time. For all I know, it could actually be 12 o'clock right now. Can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. Okay, begin the game. If it's too loud, please let me know.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Oh God.
Although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Oh God, that sounds awful.
Was happy.
Whatever works for you, my dude.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Oh no.
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Yeah, no, Madison, you make a great point. I think I would love to do this over being at Starbucks.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh man. Yeah, no one is around here. Aw, Trevor, I didn't know you were able to sub. Thank you. It didn't pop up for me, but thank you so much. I just reset OBS, so if an alert doesn't go off and like you subbed or sent bits or anything and I don't see it and it doesn't pop up, please just let me know and I will thank you.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Is he talking about me? I'm just trying to like click on things. I hate Mondays. Mondays aren't too bad. This shade is so real. It's spicy. These hallways look ominous. You wish you could work in a warehouse?
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Do we have to go to the left? Oh, I'm ready for Friday too. Although I guess tomorrow is my Friday. It's giving back rooms. I don't like it. This is the Stanley Parable. No, you're not cheating creators out of ad revenue.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Even if you sub, you're not watching ads either. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Okay. Complete today's unfinished agenda, write next day's agenda, reflect. The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. That doesn't make any sense. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Oh my gosh. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire someone to fire the paper synergism guy. Who moved my desk? Oh my god. That's so funny. Please, no more charts, I'm begging. What do people want? Things, money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things and money. Stop, this is hilarious. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. You're getting a tattoo tomorrow, that's exciting. Oh, can we go in? Oh?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Is he saying everything I'm doing?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Why it's so red and ominous down here? Oh, chat, do we go up to our boss's office? I'm nervous that this door is gonna close behind me. That's crazy. This is hilarious. Is this like a horror game? It feels very ominous. Oh, here we go. This is the nice place. Executive bathroom. To be rich. Is it a crime? Yes, to commit crimes. Isn't it rich? Oh. What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Cannot flush the toilet. 0 out of 10. Oh, I hate that. Jeez, this place looks nice. You're playing Matt.
In the manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Man.
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
This photo right here says, I am the most expensive boss. Yeah, I like this one. 2845 it said?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
It's the sass. Brittany, thank you for the heart me. Welcome
By
in.
simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
That wasn't sheer
He
luck.
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
You told me to do that. Uh-oh. Happy Wednesday, Brittany. What were you playing this morning? I noticed you were streaming like an hour into me being at work, and I'm like, what is this? Was it like a special occasion? I'm suspicious. Where are we going? Oh.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
We love that.
Feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long.
I was wondering, it must be an event. Well, I hope you win the event, Brittany. I'm rooting for you.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ugh. Is there Starbucks in here? Escape? Escape? I'm so sorry.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Oh? This is so funny. Yeah, it could never hurt to give it a try.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
What is this?
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Madison's asking what the event was. What did they say? Rainbow Siege, a first-person shooter game? Oh, here?
Now the monitors jumped to life. Their
Fired?
names were revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Yo, that's crazy. What? Oh, I guess we go this way. This is crazy. I wonder if they do this to us at Starbucks.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Starbucks mind control is wild. It really is.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I love his voice too.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its
Sin,
terrible
welcome
power
in.
over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah, let's dismantle the... Are we dismantling the patriarchy or what? What's going on? What is this? There's nothing down here. Okay. Sin, how you doing? Are you at work? Hell yeah, it's my first time playing the Stanley Parable. I've always wanted to play it. Oh. Mind controls idle. Well, I hope you're having a good day at work. Thanks for stopping in.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Yeah. Oh. Is that the end of the game?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Hooray!
Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Incredible.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
Aw.
For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Aw.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do.
Aw, Stanley's a free man.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the
Aw.
only thing worth knowing.
Aw.
Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Aw.
And Stanley was happy.
You had the worst barista the other day. Oh, I'm sorry. That's lame. I just got an achievement that we beat the game? What are you talking about? I don't understand.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What? I'm confused.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, why would I want to do the same thing? Don't I want to go through the other one?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, I'm so confused.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
God, I swear to God, if Adam doesn't get this oven, I'm gonna go get it myself.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Can I go down here? I don't understand. This is so weird. Yeah, no, my oven is beeping. Adam's pizza is ready. I don't know what he's doing. It's okay.
Not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Wait, we're
decided
back
to
in
go up
the...
to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I don't want to go back up to the boss's office. I know what happens there.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nuh-uh.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive...
Fired? No one's here.
Why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment.
We're not crazy.
None of it made any logical sense.
Nah.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually wrong. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon.
Oh, thank you.
Back to my boring real-life job pushing
Thank you.
buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh my God, are we flying?
He imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he
Caltran,
still
hello.
hadn't woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps
I can't
the
hear you.
strangest
Stanley
question of
Parable
them all
today?
entered
What?
Stanley.
Playing Stanley Parable?
Yeah.
One, he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head?
Yeah, why is there a voice in our
Everything I'm
head?
doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
What's going on?
A voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, This was not a dream. How could it be?
This has to be a
Was
dream.
Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
I don't know about
The
that.
voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
Is this narrator
He
okay?
would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Is that...
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Sin, thank you for the
He felt
rose.
the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I
Right?
wish it
Like,
to
why
be
are we
over.
yelling?
Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Yeah.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
This is crazy.
I am okay.
Aw, daily affirmations for you guys right there. Why are we still here, though?
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything fell back.
Oh, sure. Okay. I too have a fancy voice man who narrates my
A
life.
woman named Mariella.
Whoa! What happened to Stanley?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular
Stanley!
day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the side. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man
Stanley, no!
obviously crazy. This much she knew.
No!
Everyone knows what crazy people look
No, he was not crazy.
She thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I
No!
am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
No!
It's comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
Oh my gosh.
Then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Yeah, why would seeing this make you feel better? I feel like that makes you a terrible person. That's crazy. What? What do you mean? Stanley! We're back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What happened to
decided go the
Marcella?
meeting. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This is insane. This is crazy. What do you mean?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Maybe? Question mark? What? This is
Yet there
insane.
was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Tips on not getting fired? How to solve a dispute with oh, okay. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. This is so funny. Oh man, now we have to
Coming
go
to a
back
staircase,
upstairs.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, we already did this one. I should have gone through the other side, huh? Oh, excuse me. What is that? Business strategy? That's terrible. Alright, let's go in the elevator, fam. Up or down? I'm right, not the panda. Oh my gosh. Up. I will say nothing beats the security breach, elevator music, and Fazbear fun facts. That was the best. That was top tier. Were we singing? Is the narrator singing along to this? I think we totally are. Oh, well, I appreciate the lurk. Thank you for throwing up my stream while you do stuff. That means a lot. As elevator music goes, I've heard worse. This is not bad. I'm enjoying the fact that the narrator is singing. But like, where are we going? Oh, did I have to... Are you kidding me? We were just... We were just here. What do you mean? Did we do all that for nothing? Hello. What? Is it gonna... Did we just get bamboozled? I'm so confused. Why did it let us do all that? That's crazy.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation.
Yeah.
But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I was hoping something would happen.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumb.
Wait,
Trying to think of
2845?
anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keyboard, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
That was not random.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
This is reminding me of Security Breach. When I get back from my trip, we're gonna replay Security Breach. How does that sound? It was so freaking fun. I loved that game. Okay. There's something else.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Now we're gonna go this way this time.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
No. I don't believe you.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
This hallway is very long.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward.
Yes,
and
I am.
finally confront his death.
Yeah. I don't believe that. Oh. Oh. Oh? See, we're fine. Everything's fine.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
Why do we have this?
He resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh, farewell.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was
Who are
led
you?
helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
No. I was just saved by second narrator. What is it? Loriana, hello, welcome in. It's very long, like your work
And yet
day.
it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
Hi,
What
Michaela.
exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Oh. This doesn't look like my office, though.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do
Oh?
you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
No? How cute. Wait, this is our office that we start in. The set of two doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it. What? Is this like a meta game? What's going on? The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor had been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. Oh? Filing cabinets? Office computer? The solitaire? What is this? Is this Stanley's desk? This looks like a museum. How's your day going, Michaela? 1, 2, and 3. Button sounds. I like number 2 the best. The credits? Are we at the end already? I don't understand. This is so weird. Maintenance room. This is so strange. I mean, yeah, I'm loving it so far. Oh, I like the little thing that says fun with a bunch of smiley faces on it. Oh, whoa, I would love to get that much money shooting out of my work desk. The whole lounge. What? Why is this counting down? Hello? Hello? What? Oh. I'm confused. Option number 1. Is this just like... I don't understand what this is. You've never played through the game yourself, but you've seen clips? It's quite the game. So is there like a lot more to this? We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. The first one's released in 2012. How old is this game? This is like behind the scenes of the game development. Well, can I get out? The game is now paused. Oh, that is crazy. Can I get out of here? Exit? Oh?
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another.
What?
How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
What do you mean?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
What, Stanley and the narrator?
Perhaps not.
Are they dating?
Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Love cannot be seen.
Listen to me. You can still save these two.
Oh.
You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game.
She told me.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I'm confused. Did I just start over by accident?
Workers were gone. What could it mean?
What is going
Stanley
on?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Do like other doors open as we keep playing? Let's go to the right.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I guess. The employee lounge is fine.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I think we're gonna go straight forward.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop it. Wait, this is so funny. Do you think if we get on that, it'll start moving? Oh, do you think there's a key card somewhere? I don't think so.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Me?
Someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
No.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who are we talking about?
I'm waiting.
Who, my girlfriend? Oh, this is so ominous.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
What? That was mean.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
No! Good morning, employee 427. Press P on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him. Every button that he pushes
am I Stanley?
is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Oh my god.
Look at him there, pushing buttons. Doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Press I.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Ooh, Adam, thank you for the heart me. Press O.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
That's not the TV.
One day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
Oh, Brittany, that's so fun.
Excited him terribly.
Press K to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
I'm so sorry to keep yawning. That's crazy.
As he wandered through this
Yo!
fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
Oh my gosh, Brittany, I can't
Down
wait to
one
see
path lay an
pictures.
enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Ah! That's the game we're playing.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Isan, welcome in. Yes, Brittany, please post it in Discord. I want to see.
But there is no answer.
Aw.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed.
Oh
The
no.
longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
Isan, thank you for the heart me. Wait, we're pressing the letters like Stanley has to.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. That as
Aw.
long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
This is my first playthrough. Yeah, it's my first time ever playing this game. It says he said to not touch it. Maybe I'll take a bite of pizza instead. What? I'm confused. He said to not touch it. I'm gonna press it.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand? Every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself. How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Press R to question nothing?
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time you'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
That's so rude! Me and this narrator have beef. I have so much beef with this narrator.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No, we're not going to any meeting room. I'm not listening to you. You do not have my best interest in mind, you crazy person. You lunatic!
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Maybe he
opened
won't.
the door on his left.
No, I want to go this way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
The fact that everyone has their own room is what makes this
lounge
place
was
so big.
sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I don't think we do that. Oh no, wait, let's do this.
So he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No, I'm not listening to you. I'm my own man.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
Yes.
So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
It's,
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear. Would you hold on for a moment?
Yeah, sure, like it's...
Let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep. Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Not the rustling papers. That's crazy. Why are the lights on? Wow, that was the best part of the game so far.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
No!
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay. From the top.
I don't understand. Try and casually welcome in. Oh my gosh. I know, it is a mindfuck. This is so funny.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Disobedience.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
If you've ever watched Severance, but the creator got inspiration from this game, really? I love that. This is freaking hilarious. Oh my god, hydrate. Can I hydrate with my hard iced tea? Just kidding, I'll drink real water, I guess. Oh my gosh. Well, which way should we go down now?
When Stanley... Wait, what?
Oh.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No.
Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
I got him flustered.
It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh my gosh, where do we go? We left or right? It's Voodoo Ranger. I've been wanting to try their spicy teas for a while, and they're delicious. Because Adam is a big fan of their beer. So, you're coming to hang out in September. Leanne has all the wine hydration for you. Yes, I'm so excited. Trevor, it's the Voodoo Ranger hard iced tea.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure.
Oh my god, shut up!
There definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Wait, Angela. I wasn't ready. I cannot wait to drink all the wine with Leanne. Oh my gosh.
Were gone. What could it mean?
Stanley
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a mail.
Michaela, thank you for the heart me. I've been meaning to text Leanne that she recommended I play a bunch of Chilla art game when we went out to dinner, and I started playing through some of them. I need to talk to her about it. I need to hit her up. I'm so excited to drink wine and hang out with you guys. The raspberry one is really good. Dude, I just need one of these. I'm a lightweight. I'm gonna be lit by the end of the stream, let me tell you.
Okay,
Oh,
it's worse.
it is worse.
You're remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just
Michaela, thank you for the game bow.
and see if we missed anything.
Okay, we have to turn around. Thank you, Michaela. I appreciate that. That was so cute. Also, EST, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome in.
I'm about to go down to Taco Bell and give me a blast.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm about to go down to Taco Bell and give me a blast.
That's it. That's it.
I'm about to go down to Taco Bell and give me a blast.
This page, I'm drinking the Voodoo Ranger hard iced tea. It's really good. Adam is like a big fan of their beer.
Aha! I knew.
So, I've been wanting to try their other stuff.
Here it comes.
The story. Here comes the story. Here comes the story. Do 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 do. Also, can we get some big W's and hearts in the chat for Eswan? Thank you so much for the 3 hat and mustache and the Hank Hill emotes if you're a sub, please and thank you.
Wait, never mind. Not the story.
This is a dead end.
Let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
This narrator is ridiculous. EST, thank you for the heart me. They're so good. This is my first time ever trying the Voodoo Ranger ones, and I'm really impressed. I was nervous that I wasn't gonna like them because I'm a big fan of hard iced tea that has like lemonade, and these don't have lemonade in them. And so I was nervous that the alcohol would be too much and I wouldn't like it. But it's really good. This doesn't look correct. Where are we going?
Now well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
You'll be going back.
Aww. My story took place in an office building.
I'm about to go down to Taco Bell and give me a blast.
Do you remember, Stanley?
Madison, thank you for the 100 bits.
I've forgotten what we were supposed to be doing. How about this? You win!
Yay!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
No, don't restart! Oh my god. Okay. Okay, first of all, I hope your appointment goes well, Miss Page. I have tried the Arizona iced tea. Spicy. It is delicious. I'm a big fan. Sarah, thank you for the shares. Michaela, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Let's go.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
That's so freaking funny, Madison. Thank you for the bits. I know. I'm about to get toasted, Sid. You have no idea. You went to go send an emo and you couldn't? Oh my god, no, I get it. Good thing you saved it. Wait, we're finally going into one of the back rooms. I was wondering. Eastwan, what are you doing tonight? Are you gonna try one of these? I've been meaning to like email them and ask for like a sponsor, but I was like, I should probably try their product first and see if I like it. So, because I know a bunch of other streamers are sponsored by them.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
Are you sure it's this way?
Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
Yeah.
Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Yeah, it's not the destination, it's the journey.
Forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay.
Yes.
Now, if my experience...
How was I supposed to get on the wall? Okay.
Inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
How am I supposed to follow this?
I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh, please. I was gonna say Taylor Swift, but this is fine. This is crazy. Oh my god, what is this line? We're a unicorn, hello. Oh my god, this is so loud. Budget analysis. What in the Three Musketeers?
Cut the music.
Okay.
Go back and look at that fern.
This one?
This fern will be very important later in the story.
Why?
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully.
This is
You
crazy.
won't miss anything.
Yeah, this is the Stanley Parable. But yeah, both the Voodoo Ranger and the Arizona iced teas are really good. The hard ones. This is...
We're back at the office? No. Line.
No,
You don't know we're looking
no.
at the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Yeah. Ding.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us?
Line TM, how could you have done this?
Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
No! I'm dying.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Yeah.
Exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Yeah, I agree. Let's go this way.
Now, yes, this is exciting.
So exciting.
Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go
Anything.
wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
We've corrupted the narrator. Yeah, he's losing his mind. Milady, hello, welcome in.
Oh,
Welcome to
no,
the
not you
stream.
again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. We should be fine.
Just don't acknowledge it, TM. This is so funny. I'm obsessed. This line is a little tipsy. It's tipsier than I am. Oh. Can I get up there? Excuse me? The TM is too much. It's like oh my gosh, Little Misfortune is another game we have to play again.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision.
Boo.
From here, the story is in our control. How important, we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds.
Wait, I don't have to do that.
Counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I'm gonna take another bite of my pizza. What?
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me?
Yeah, who told
I
me?
get to decide. Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Yeah, you tell him.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
I hope not.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
I guess.
I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This is crazy. New content!
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Wait, let me get over there. Okay. Yay, new content! I love it.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Hi Casey, thank you for the heart me.
Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Thank you, Casey.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet.
Well, give it time, give it time.
The beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Yeah.
Is it broken?
Sammy, it seems to be working so far.
Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
I'm ready. Oh my gosh. This is so funny.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content,
Yeah, I'm ready for the content. Yeah, I'm nervous about the fact that we need like a whole new parts or something.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Is this the new content? I'm not doing that.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Yeah, there has to be. That was boring.
Elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good.
Oh, good.
Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
It's, sometimes game files low-key can be corrupted. Uh-oh. That's what happened with your PC with Marvel. It might be, like, Phasmophobia being corrupted, because it was giving me a hard time playing it the last few times. And I don't know what a BIOS is. I might have to DM you about that.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
What is this?
This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game?
No!
And try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
That's what you call having a great time? His voice reminds me of the TikTok sound where he says, "This is a touching sound." I don't think I've heard of that. This is new. Also, Sammy, this is the Stanley Parable. Yeah, I think Adam fixed the shadows. It took a hot minute. But I think we finally...
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Oh. Do we trust the vent? This is so strange.
Okay. You remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it
Yeah.
got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
Oh my god.
I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Whoa! A castle game? You wouldn't even go into the vent, Justin? But look at what was in the vent.
The memory zone.
Whoa!
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
This is so pretty.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, waste.
The good times? And they're just screenshots of The Office? Not the postcards. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Smile because it happened. The Stanley Parable demonstration. Hi Kim, how are you? Is there really an achievement that says don't play for 5 years? It's impossible to get this achievement? What? I want to get those achievements. No worries, Kim. Thanks for stopping in and saying hello. I hope you have a good day at work. Surprisingly down to earth. That was quite lovely. How gorgeous.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them. And now...
I've never played Skyrim.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a
What?
husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Oh my god, is he like depressed? This is so cute. This is so funny. Person of the year. Do we go upper or downstairs? Oh, I guess we can't go down there. In maintenance. Oh, Ashley, you can always lurk without saying... Never feel pressured to say hi if you're here to lurk. Just know that I appreciate it. I always appreciate your lurkers. The bike.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
This is so funny.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Oh, now I can go
What
down.
I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Is this a quiet place?
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
Oh no.
Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
No.
I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining.
Oh no!
Funny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
He's so offended by the unfunny. This is hilarious. I'm so glad we're playing this. New vocal stem for sure. This is amazing. I've never laughed so hard. Look at all these framed Steam reviews.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Yeah.
I'm dying. This is so fucking funny.
These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people... Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remember.
No, don't feel like a failure. Oh my gosh, and I feel bad for the narrator. Reviews. This is so fucking funny.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button?
He's gonna start crying.
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto.
I agree.
I'll do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
A skip button!
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for.
Oh my God!
I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue. And it goes something like this. The story, and the choice, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday.
I can't skip this.
And never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe
Yeah, that was top
it
tier.
Perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can...
Tyler, welcome in.
Okay, So my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of... Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam.
My legs are like getting stuck to the chair.
Implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very...
Is this another rant? Okay.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again.
The door's gone.
The skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Stanley!
What? What's up?
Stanley,
What?
please don't push the
What?
button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle.
Valentina, welcome in. Thank you for the heart me.
There's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the
Oh,
button,
thank you,
and if keep
Valentina.
pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
The plant died.
I have someone to talk to again.
How long has it been?
Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just
Well,
sitting here.
what are
with a
we-
single person to speak to. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking.
There's no door.
Would you think that it's exactly the same as always?
This is the best game I've ever played.
Feel like what we've already been doing? Just talking.
You're talking.
It isn't the same at all.
I'm not doing anything.
Because I know you can't hear
Aw,
me once you push that
Valentina, thank you for the
That's what
mark
I
of
realized
love. I
about it.
appreciate that.
I
Thank
realized
you.
That I needed to know that someone was listening.
Yeah.
I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving.
Yeah.
It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that.
Oh, no worries, Valentina. Thank you for stopping in and sharing some love. I appreciate that.
I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna... Oh my God, he's gonna like cry.
Hello, it's you.
Yeah, hello.
Here again, welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us. And
About
where
us?
we've been through
You say that like we've been
so
dating.
much time. I stopped keeping track after a year.
A year?
My face had not moved for one entire year.
You trapped me here?
To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunity.
Thank you,
I felt
Kate.
nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley.
Aw.
Months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that
That's
feeling
your fault for
began to
making this
subside,
button.
What took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant.
He's struggling.
In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart.
No, it's the whole point of this button
Wellspring of
is that he
both
doesn't shut up.
simultaneously.
And then we can just... Oh, where'd he go? Narrator, I'm sorry. Narrator. 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 Oh my god. He left. The clock fell. Oh my god, was that beeping? What is happening? Mr. Narrator, please come back. I'm sorry. I'll never skip.
I didn't understand. The game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They demanded. They screamed. They gnashed their teeth and said, "Entertain us." It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us. Now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency. It's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world.
So funny.
There were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, "Oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it." And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging?
Okay, Sam. Come back. Oh, I miss him when he's not talking.
End is never the end, is never the end, is never.
Oh no, we broke him! We broke his heart.
Is never the end, 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 is never.
We broke him. I'm stuck. I know, poor guy. Oh. Have we been here so long that the pipes are leaking? Yo, the pipes burst. That's not good. How long have we been stuck in here? Are we being held hostage? That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Eventually we can leave. Oh my god, it's beautiful in here. Alright, come on, button. There you go. What happened? This is crazy. The narrator for sure left us a while ago, let me tell you that. He is not here. Awkward, welcome in. What? Why does it sound scary? The button. Oh my god. Whoa. How long was I in there? So we're out in like the middle of nowhere. This seems weird. Oh, I can't really walk on that. Interesting. Alright, well I guess we just pick a direction and walk. I feel like the narrator's just gonna put us back into the thing. Oh, yeah, okay. What did I say? This is so strange.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No, no meeting room. Okay.
Oh, good. And this is my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Oh, good. You've noticed my sign. I've never laughed so hard in the game before in my life. This is crazy. Finally, some new content.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
It's fine.
The Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy.
I'm having a
Get
blast.
this ultra deluxe nonsense? I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, yay! I'm so proud of you.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so
Oh, they
many
finally
different
upgraded their
directions.
computers.
This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Yay, you finally, like, did a re-over on your office. Everything looks
Calling it
beautiful.
Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
Yes.
Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented.
They're back. Two doors.
And long-term franchising.
Oh my god, it's the fern! Oh my god. More TSP, better TSP. Sequential mid-share. The color red. Oh my gosh. Brick and mortar approach. This is freaking hilarious. The Stanley Parable 2 logo ideas. Wow, I love that they finally upgraded the office and got new computers.
To be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be.
Oh.
But let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman 2, Divinity 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Dark Souls 2. I think this is Stanley 2. I think that's... I'm assuming that's the joke. Oh my god, there's a red carpet. New features, new content. That's hilarious. This is so funny. Look at it! Wow. This is crazy!
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
What's the bucket? Reassurance bucket? I need a reassurance bucket in my life. Oh, the merch! I saw the new content. I like the line. TM. Trademark. Office decorations, the Stanley Parable bucket, the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Wait, where? I want to press a button. Wait.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful? Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
Oh my god.
Sleeping and waking as Jim. Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
Oh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money.
I don't know, man.
Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
This is so freaking funny.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
The new updated ray traced more of the same but in a good way sequel. Free and easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. Get it here. Wow. I don't like that. I don't trust it. Not the jump circle again.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea.
I don't.
Hang on to that for the sequel.
I don't think so. I know the bucket was up here, no? Oh, Miss Paige, thank you for the 10 heart puffs. I appreciate that. Let's go to collectibles and then we'll go downstairs for the achievements. Oh my gosh, there's so much to see in here.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
Oh.
If you want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up, you simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh my god, it's a Stanley figurine. I love him! Wow, that was great.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Oh my god. No, we have to go get the free achievement first. Infinite hole. It won't end. That's hilarious. Wait, what's here? Please no screenshots?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Chat, what do you think? I like Get Well Someday. Oh man, is this supposed to be Stanley? That's so funny. Get Well Someday?
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
Hey!
Happy 12th birthday, Stepney.
No! That's not what I said.
Maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
I need to get my, thing. My achievement. Oh, man. This is crazy. It's so funny. I've never laughed so hard playing a game before.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I'm deceased. That's crazy. I can't believe I was just bamboozled.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
We haven't gone back here. Time.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
I don't know, man. I'm not doing that. That's insane. Stanley doesn't look too good over here. He looks nervous. Alright. It's about time we attempt to leave this place. Oh wait, the reassurance bucket is this way. This kind of looks like the exit though.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Yeah.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, interesting. I mean, I don't feel full of confidence just yet, but like, I don't know, maybe I just gotta like try it out.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Well, I don't think it is. That's the gym button. Where's the exit? Do we see an exit? I did at one point. Oh, here we go. We've been in here long enough. Oh, I have to go up these stairs. I love that we just have a bucket now. This is insane.
All right, Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
I guess. Well, that's pretty cool. It's Stanley's face with the layover of his desk in the office. Oh.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, yay! Oh?
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind.
Oh, the two doors are back.
Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
Oh, sure.
Okay, yes. Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh, no.
Who am I kidding, Stanley?
The bucket!
This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
You're so silly.
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. Nobody plans to love it. No matter how good these gags are,
I love it.
Stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple.
The balloon. Sorry, I'm chewing, and I don't want you guys to hear me chewing.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Right, Ash? Oh, I love it.
It's soul-rending. Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in.
Oh, you're not hearing any chewing ASMR? Oh, good. That makes me feel better about eating.
Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh. I'm so upset they didn't go with the balloons.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh my God!
Up the bucket.
The bucket! An overwhelming sense of relief has come over me.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Do we listen to him? I guess. We'll probably go back in another loop.
Still no one was here.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
This bucket is so funny.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos.
Oh my
It would
gosh.
be with him, always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
Aw.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
I'm not guessing it.
As if the bucket knew all along. Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh my god, it's a collectible!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I'm dying. This is so funny. Guys, this is hilarious.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him,
Aww.
reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Aw, I'm glad to hear this is one of your favorite games. I know, emotional support bucket for the win.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I know, every now and then I just need a break from scary games. Like, I love horror games, but like, I'm gonna move my camera. I'm just gonna... Now I'm in the middle. That's way better.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Wait, and the bucket? The bucket's wondering the same thing I am? I know, we went down that hallway earlier. I'm sure we'll have another opportunity to.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
It's okay, Bucket. I love you so much.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
Aw.
What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Oh my god. To do or not to do? That is the question, right? Oh.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At
Our
this
one
point,
friend?
He could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way. And the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
They high-fived in a really cool way. That was funny.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country.
The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate?
Any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
What?
True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Oh?
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket.
No!
No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it.
Wait, that's not fair.
He would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right?
I guess.
Okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
What in the world is happening? Oh, it's different.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
The bucket!
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
The narrator sounds like Stephen Fry. Who's that?
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Oh, I guess so. There will be a reward for finding them all. Figurine. Pieces of evidence? Wait, what's happening? We need more planks? Inside the sequel, a large room, a lot of boxes, stairs, somewhere both red and blue. A private but smelly place for an important person. Oh wait, are those where all of the... Oh my gosh. Good luck. Trust the completionist instinct. Oh. That was weird.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Well, if we go in there, it's gonna loot. Oh my god!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that.
I like that too.
Stanlerine under your belt.
I like it. I agree. 10 out of 10. He reads all the Harry Potter books. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, whoops. I guess we have to go up to the office and see. Hopefully there's something in here. Oh my god!
The name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlets. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
That's so funny. I love it. I hope we get them all.
Manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the
I feel like we have to stop being stunned.
Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing
2865.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
I'm looking right at it, bro.
Of simply being near the bucket, did he have any notion that the pin number for the key? But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Thinky medicine.
As if the bucket knew all along. Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yes. Very logical. Thank you. Oh man, I love this game.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Now we'll be fine.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I'm okay.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Yep. It's fine. Well, I have my bucket with me, so I'm fine, right? That's how that works. I'm with my bucket, so nothing bad could happen to me, right?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
No.
Farewell, Stanley.
No.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
No! Oh, we're fine. I knew that was gonna happen.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket.
No.
It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
No. Welcomes you to the grand exhibit. Oh, this is weird.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his
This is a lot more than 25 buckets. Inferno bucket. The stress bucket. Oh my god. What's up here? Oh my god. Cave drawing? That's crazy.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Oh my god. I just walked over air.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket.
What?
We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools. And
What's happening?
Only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Oh. Hello? Oh my god. This is freaking me out. Bucket for president. I'm not really sure what's happening.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I don't want to go to the left.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
We're gonna go back in here.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The
Oh?
cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good.
Why is the bucket talking like
Now
this?
ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
This is crazy, bro.
In here,
Said the bucket.
go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
This is crazy.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick
Oh.
up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
There was a figure. No, I didn't see it. I'm gonna have to go back.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
No, what's that
Once
story?
upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
I have to go back. And? Oh my god, where do I go? Thank you, I didn't even see it. It's me, your bucket. Press N to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me. Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location.
This mug.
It doesn't do anything else.
No, it's my best friend.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
It's not stupid. Press Y to ignore everyone in your life except for me? That sounds so toxic.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore.
No.
From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press O to go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Aw. Press X to relive the same day with me over and over?
Oh my god, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Press Z to go to work from home to...
Oh no. I'm having feelings. The bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say.
Oh my god, are we getting rizzed up by the bucket?
I don't understand. If I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Guys, thank you for the 10K. I think we'll go to 13 because we only have about half an hour left to stream. I know this is different than my usual horror content, so I appreciate you guys hanging out that are here.
Stanley, give me the bucket.
No, I wanna sleep with the bucket. I wanna sleep with the bucket. No, I'm gonna sleep. Oh. Okay. Go back to work, Stanley. No, you go back to work. Don't tell me what to do. There's the bucket. Let's see if we can find that figurine again.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms.
Yeah.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I know, we're crashing out.
Said the bucket.
There's a figurine.
Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
How do I get that? Can I jump?
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms.
No!
How deeply touching.
No, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know there was a ramp. Where's my bucket?
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did
Here we
something
go.
crucial happen? Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it no? Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
No, the bucket is never wrong.
Left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Oh my god, I'm like nervous. We're so high up.
You're getting close now.
Yay!
Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon.
Figler and
you'll have the
Marines.
first one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Figler and Marines. That's hilarious. What's down here? Oh. Where am I? What is this? Wow, that's a lot of cassettes. Oh.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track.
Aw.
Nothing feels real anymore.
Ren, hello, welcome in.
The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
No, but the bucket and our lovers.
Sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling.
No!
And the emptiness.
The bucket can't be the villain.
When I set it down, it doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms.
Aw.
Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure?
Yo, are we crashing out?
I can monetize it.
Don't monetize all your hobbies.
It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
That's crazy.
This is my golden ticket.
Yo.
But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Yo. What? Was that supposed to be Stanley? Yo. What's going on, bro?
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
I thought this wasn't a spooky game.
Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
You can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. Oh. I guess I just got an achievement. Okay, those can be off. What kind of bucket is this? This is my lover. I feel safe whenever this bucket is in my hand.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yes, we love the bucket. There's one more figurine. Somewhere both red and blue. Where is that? Emotional support bucket. We have one more statue to find.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Red and blue, like in here?
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think
there's no thing but down here.
Something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe
yes.
I'm crazy.
Yeah, we probably are crazy.
Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times.
I was thinking this would be red and blue.
He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket?
Someone else's bucket?
Surely no good would come from this.
Where's my bucket?
All sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. Indeed, now he noticed the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. Now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
But it truly
Where are you, bucket?
He went forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
In his heart the whole time?
All along. Incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over and blacked out.
The real bucket was inside us this whole time.
This is the story of a woman named Marianne.
No!
Marianne woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But
oh my god. Oh my god, she has the bucket!
The body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself.
This bitch stole my bucket.
Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
Oh my god.
Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Marietta thought. And she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
crazy! Oh. Bro.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
It's so funny. Where's the, we need a red and blue. What's red and blue? What's red and blue?
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
We already saw one in this bathroom. Wait. Tyler, no, you're so correct. Is it? Does Nico Bolas know where this bucket is? Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Okay. Alright. If you say so. Maybe in here? Have you faked out the door to the boss office yet? What? Faked out the door? What do you mean? Wait, you mean the door that's in the fireplace?
Office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation,
I don't think I have.
Broken down into an emotional dumpster fire.
Also, QTV, welcome in. You can make it close but stay in the lobby?
The bucket's warmth and guiding light pierced the dark clouds of confusion.
Oh, you're talking about this door.
Be with him always.
Oh.
And he knew
No.
the two of them were inseparable.
I haven't tried that
At
one.
this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
I love how we're so
Nor
in
in
love with
bliss of
this.
Simply being near the bucket, did he have any notion that the pin number, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
It was not luck.
The bucket knew all along.
Wait, I'm gonna have to try that one. Do you get like a special achievement for doing that?
Explanation.
Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard than I have playing this game. Like, my throat is dry from laughing so hard. It's a whole different ending! Oh my gosh, wait. That'll be what I do next, then.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I think we've done this one already with the bucket. I think that's what we have to do next. How do we fake out the door? Like, how do we make it close but then stay in the lobby?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible
I can jump
secret
here?
did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I'm not jumping. Aw. I'm sad. Is it because of my bucket?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I can climb the desk? Wait. I don't think I can jump in here. Was I allowed to jump in here before I had the bucket in my hand? Or is it like too late now that I have it in my hand? So it won't let me jump on either of the platforms.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
Oh.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
But the bucket wants to stay with me forever and ever for the rest of its life.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in
I feel like we've gotten this exact dialogue before from this location.
The bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Well, the bucket is our one true love, so I understand.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to...
Oh man, I really want to touch
Stanley
that
decided
button.
that machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
No, I'm okay with the hints.
In a really cool way. The bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
I feel like he's talking a lot louder than me. Oh, here are more numbers. I feel like I've done a lot of the things. Do I have... Oh, wait. Many of them are just really obscure. That's what I'm thinking. Because, like, we've done a million loops now with this bucket. And, like I was just saying before, I feel like we've gotten this exact dialogue in this exact sequence before. So now I'm like, well, what do I have to do differently to move on? But I am seeing these numbers for the first time. Do I have to press them in order to get a certain ending? I know button number 5, I think, is up here. Naomi, thank you for the 10-month sub. Let's freaking go. Welcome back, friend. How are you? Number 3. Kim, I'm doing good. How are you? How is work? Oh man, wait, where's number 4? I know number 5 is up here. Is 4 down here? No. Does this even do anything? Am I just wasting my time? Oh, I thought it would be up here. It's probably in one of these little random thingies. It was exhausting, but you're good. I'm glad to hear you're good. Work today was exhausting too. Oh my gosh, opening is really exhausting. That was number 3. And then I got news that my manager was like, yeah, so we're like extending our hours. So like you have to get here at 4:30 in the morning. And I'm like, no, I'm not. So now I have to go back in and change up my availability. Where's number 4? I can't find number 4 anywhere. Unless it just doesn't exist, then that would be really unfortunate for me. Yeah, and I'm like, getting there by 5 is already hard enough. Do I just press number 5? I don't see a 4. But they all make that sound. Which makes me think it's not doing anything. I'm not sure. I kind of want to try the one.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Oh, hi Naomi. I appreciate you so much. I do. While I'm gone, I will be like streaming on TikTok while we're on the road and stuff. It'll be fun. But yeah, this will definitely, unfortunately, be the last like gaming stream for like 2 weeks. But I will still go on, especially during the convention. I will make sure to go live. We did that at your work too? No, I'm sorry. Do we want to try pressing on for the first time? And seeing if it makes a difference?
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
What? Aww!
Birds. Silly
birds!
The control buttons became active.
Hey bird, what's your favorite 1989 Volt track? I just need to know for science. Oh, the left silly bird or the right silly bird? Right silly bird. Oh, it's flamingos!
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another.
Oh, I love them!
This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
Aww!
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intent.
Wait, so this is a good place?
The bucket known this all along.
Aww!
Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery.
This is precious.
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, living through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this was surely the best.
How precious.
Stanley was happy.
Oh, we're happy. This is so cute. Oh. Oh, of course. Short-lived. Okay, so now we have more things we can try to do.
What could it mean?
I need to get my bucket.
The meeting room. Perhaps
he missed the memo.
A good bucket, a strong bucket,
a humble bucket,
a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
With the windows. Oh, am I going too fast? Climb onto a desk. Oh, almost. How do I climb on a desk? I passed it? No! I'm going too fast. Call me Vin Diesel. I'm going too fast and too furious. It's okay. I want to try the office one that you were saying earlier. The office is to the left.
Tightly to his chest
and we have one more Stanley figurine. And the hint is something red and something blue. But yeah, Kim, I can't, like, I like opening because I can, I get off work by like 10:30. The red and blue door room, I don't remember which one that is. I have to think. And then we go up to the office.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay. Alright, so we're in the office. How? Were we supposed to trigger that? I have to bait the door here? What does baiting the door mean? Go in a little and then go back. Oh. Oh. Oh! Did it. Oh. I did it. Now what? It's locked. That one's locked too. Well, at least I know I can bait it, right? Enjoy? Oh no, what does that mean? What does that mean? Do I have to go this way? Oh, why is everything so bright? Do we just go back the same way? Do I go back the way we came? This room isn't yellow anymore. Interesting. Oh man, the windows are so bright. I'm still, like, really upset about the balloons. I didn't pick that color. Oh wait, now I can go. Wait, those are these some of the first windows? Hello, can I? That's the same phone from before. Whoa. Eddie, thank you for the share. Is this black ominous door the door that we're supposed to go through? Oh, it's spooky. I don't want to go through there. Could it be? Okay, well, here goes nothing. 3, 2, 1, go. Ah! Oh. You are now leaving? Whoa. Escape pod bay. Wait, which way do we want to go first? I don't think we can go this way. Okay, no, we can. Whoa. What is going on? Dude, I never in a million years would have found this if it wasn't for that helpful hint. I really appreciate that. I just like, part of me is so creeped out by these offices, but the other part of me was like, I would do anything to not work at Starbucks anymore. If it meant leave working in this office. Isn't that sad? It's fine. Oh gosh, 756. That was the escape bay one, right? Oh, I guess I can't click on that. That's not a button. 757. Interesting. Let's just keep going. Is it so bad working for... It's just like annoying. Like, I just celebrated my 9 years with Starbucks, right? And in those 9 years, I had so much aspirations for my future with Starbucks. Like, I wanted to work at the roastery, and I wanted to be like a mixologist and like roast the coffee, and like I wanted to do so much. It's definitely getting darker and darker and more ominous as we go up. But like no one cares. I even had to open up to my manager lately about a few things, like some very tragic things that are happening. And like, you know, try to explain these things to him and be like, you know, I'm struggling. And he's just like, well, maybe if you try focusing a little harder on work, then maybe, I mean, just like maybe don't think about the fact that your mom can't walk anymore, and then just like focus on your job, and then you'll just like become happier. And I'm like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? Like, do you even care? All right. So I don't want to vent. That's too much. But it's too much. They just don't care about you. Like, my manager could give two shits about me as long as our numbers are good. Why are we caressing the bucket? So, like, yeah, working at Starbucks is great. I have great insurance. I get free coffee, free food every day, but, like, they don't care about you as a human being. What are we doing to the bucket? Wait, was that was the escape pod? Why didn't we go in the escape pod with the bucket? Also, we hit 13k likes. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. We only have like 10 more minutes left to stream, so I'm just gonna up it to 15 for today. And let's...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers.
I don't know how I feel about this.
And constantly needed support and guidance from others.
He never functioned.
Total solitude was terrifying to him.
Oh, we're finally getting new text. New dialogue.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Am I supposed to just jump with the... I don't think I can jump on one of the desks. Hello. Chair. Please let me in. I feel like this is the chair that I would want to walk onto, no? Oh my god, wait. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Yes!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along.
Okay.
He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
I love it
Why
here.
don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
Okay.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think?
Listen a minute. No.
Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the question.
What's the
What
question?
do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop?
I don't
Do you
know.
think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option?
Restart?
This whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration?
Well, I don't have the
And
skip
this
button
stage,
anymore.
Perhaps you just played the other option. And
What?
now you
Oh
come to
my
see
god.
What happens in this one?
Can I click?
So,
Oh my gosh.
What do you think? Which choice was the better one?
He does talk a lot.
Imagine if you had selected continue
Oh.
on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though
Okay.
if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking.
Finally.
And leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Oh, do I have to start the game over? Stop. This is so funny. Oh my gosh, sir. The sequel is now paused. Resume the game, begin the game again. Settings, go to menu. Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous. How am I supposed to know what to do? Begin the game again. That seems like the normal option. Right? You'll get a different ending with the bucket. It's much better. But did I just get rid of my bucket forever and always? I loved my bucket. It's never really over. It's never really
All his
over.
co-workers were gone. What could he
It comes
do?
back,
Stanley
yay!
decided
Okay.
to go to the meeting room.
Incredible.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh my god, where's my bucket? But this replacement bucket didn't put like 20 lit candles in my apartment and try to like rizz me up.
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
Hey, don't call me adult, that's mean. That's so funny.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh. I still don't want to go left.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Yeah.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling.
Yeah, Kim, we're gonna fight the man.
Employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Fight the man. I wish any of these doors open.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
The red and blue doors should be this way?
To go back to the meeting room.
Wait, is the red and blue doors down this hallway? To the left or straight forward? The red and blue doors, I want this to be the last thing we do before we end the stream. Because I also know that the door is going to close behind me, depending on which one I go down. Your favorite scene is the one with the red and blue doors? Yeah, thank you, QTB, for all of the tips. I appreciate it. Definitely indeed. Kim, do you remember if I have to go left or straight for the red and blue doors? Because we did go through here, and there was a figurine on, like, the really small pieces of wood. I know, I'm very honored that you were hanging out in my stream even. I appreciate it a lot. You just remember the door? You don't remember which direction, Kimberly? It's okay. I mean, we can always try it this way and then, like, go down the maintenance. Do we remember what is down the maintenance hatch over here? Aw. I'm glad. I'm having a great time with this game. It's quickly becoming my, like, second favorite game. I think Security Breach is still #1. I don't remember what side to go. But part of me wants to go down this. I haven't seen you laugh this hard at a game like ever. No, because I haven't. I'm like gonna lose my voice. I'm laughing so hard. I'm gonna go this way.
So the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I don't know if this is correct, but it's fine.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
What the fuck is this? What is this?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket...
Oh, is this an intervention?
Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom.
The Adventure Line TM.
Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes,
I speak for everyone when I say we want the bucket.
Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Guys. Climb onto the cargo lift and walk until it lifts over to drop down. Oh, okay. Well, oh my gosh, the broom closet. This is my favorite closet. Alright, well, we're clearly not going to be able to finish this game today, which is totally fine.
Whee! Look at that rocking line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Not this fuck-ass music again.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about.
Oh yeah, lines.
All those great jokes from the original dialogue. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I'm screaming. How much... I'm just out of curiosity, how much longer is this game? Is it like a couple hours or like 10 minutes or what's the vibe? This is crazy. It's eyeball? What's an eye? It's eternal.
We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No!
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No!
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
I don't need you to spell it out for me.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket.
No!
When you're ready.
I'm not ever gonna be ready.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the bucket
I don't want
destroyer,
to.
you'd see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not.
I feel like I have the option to not do it.
The fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the bucket destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the bucket destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting.
I don't know. I think this is fine. I don't think the fans want me to destroy the bucket. Oh yeah, is that the machine?
Bucket destroyer. My prized creation. You have so much potential. We are going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now.
Oh my god.
Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
I'm glad I didn't destroy the bucket. Hello? Alright, if it puts us back in the office, this might be where we... Okay. Alright, I think this is where we're gonna have to end the stream today. Let me just say I'm gonna miss you guys so much for over the next 2 weeks. I am going to try my hardest to go live on TikTok during my road trip. Certainly during the convention. I'm really, really excited to share all the photos, so make sure you join the Discord. I'll post all the fun photos there, and of course I'll be posting stuff to TikTok. Thank you. Yes, I'm so excited. It's my first cross-country road trip ever, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited for MagicCon. I'm so excited for the road trip. It's gonna be so fun. I've never had like 2 weeks off of work in a row, so that's also really exciting. I'm gonna miss all of you so much. Definitely join the Discord if you haven't. But yeah, I'll post all the updates to all the places, so you guys can kind of like live vicariously through me. And yay, W for no computer crashing today. That was great. Good job, buddy. I'm really proud of you there. And yeah, we absolutely will continue this when we get back. We'll try to finish it, maybe check off some more endings. And yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, even though this is not really the kind of games that we play. Thank you again, Kylie. I don't think they're here right now, but still, if you end up watching this back later, thank you again for getting us this game for the stream so we could play it. I'm so, so grateful. And yeah, I'm gonna miss you guys. Thank you for all the new follows. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the bits and the gifts and just everything. I appreciate all of you guys so freaking much. And I will see you on the road and the TikTok. I'll ping Discord for sure when I go live from my phone. I don't know. But yeah, bye guys. Bye. Thank you for hanging out with me. Bye.